Hey, Fan Nation, welcome to The Wrap. My name's Denny Fox, National Tournament Director of AIM Weekend Walleye Series. And this past weekend, we had the Garmin Berkley Wisconsin State Championship on beautiful Lake Winnebago out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. If you ever get a chance to visit Lake Winnebago, make sure you go to Oshkosh. They've got great facilities for launching and getting in and out of the water safely. Without further ado, let's go talk to our first place team. Who was it? Isaac Lackish and Tristan Beckwith, the newest Wisconsin State champion in our midst. Here I got him, Isaac Lackish. His partner, Tristan Beckwith, couldn't be with us today. Mom's birthday. They're out on the water. But I did get a hold of Isaac. Isaac, how's it going tonight?
It's going good. It's going definitely really good. It was a good weekend, so I can't complain.
A good weekend. Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Right. Yeah.
So you won the Garmin Berkley Wisconsin State Championship. Now where are you going to
go? Well, hopefully the shootout next year.
Yeah.
That's the thing that was kind of on the list. I've never been to one, so excited to be going to my first one. That should be interesting, should be fun. So
I thought maybe it'd say Disney World, but I like the idea of us just going to the national championship. That should be a barn burner next year. There's a whole lot of good teams from North Dakota that are in already. But let's talk about your weekend on the water. You guys really laid it to them on the second day. You started off the first day with 7.60 pounds.
Yep.
But what did you have the second day?
16.76.
You did. Yeah, that's what we want to hear about, because you had a massive fish into that bunch too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a Bago giant for sure. It was biggest fish I've ever been a part of on the Bago system. That's Tristan's biggest. He caught it. That was his biggest fish he's caught out of that system. So that was super cool, super unique. I mean, you just don't see fish like that very often, and to get one at a tournament just makes it all that.
Yeah, you didn't waste it on the day before the tournament. You waited.
Right.
Fan Nation, you know what that fish was? There's probably a picture going across your screen right now of a nice 27 and a half.
Yeah, something. I think it just broke the quarter or so.
So it was 27 and a half inch fish. It was a beauty, and it was a hog. It was just
good fish, good healthy Bago fish for sure. So
how did you catch that fish?
What?
How did you catch it?
Well, so day one and day two, we had pretty similar game plan. We knew that we were going to go into the river. The lake we weren't seeing what we wanted to see out there in pre-fish to make that decision to go fish, some of the structure stuff out there that we like to fish. So, last day of practice, actually, we kind of broke it down and figured out that there was some better fish in the river. And, we just made it a point to grind some areas, some key little transitional areas and some edges of the river channel. And that definitely played in, very importantly, to the success. We knew we weren't going to be getting a ton of bites. We knew that the bites we were going to get, though, were probably going to be at least a little bit better quality than we were seeing in the lake. Honestly, I was not expecting that caliber of a fish out of there. I was hoping for a couple 17s, maybe an 18 or two, just a little bit better quality. But, day one, we had 2 17 3/4, which helped, just kind of put us in the hunt at least. And we knew if we could put together another, 10-pound bag, we'd be in the running very well. So went back into the same area, just dragging jigs in the Wolf, pretty straightforward, 1/8 ounce jig. Point the boat with the wind coming up the river a little bit yesterday. We just point the boat down river, toss a piece of crawler on that jig, pitch it behind the boat, and you literally let it drag across bottom. That basically, keeps that bait in that strike zone. We've saw some pretty dirty water, I feel like, across the board. It seemed like Bago was pretty dirty. So we just wanted to, try to maximize our fishing time is really all it was. Is once we got to the area we felt comfortable in, and we just sat there all day long and did the same thing over and over and over again.
Did you know about the bite in the Wolf before? Have you been there before during this time frame, or?
I mean, I know that, typically in the Bago system, to me, in my mind, is always a river system. Just at the core of it, that's what's running through the whole center of all the lakes and everything. There's current, and that plays a big part in the lakes and where those fish in the lakes will set up. but it really plays a big part in the river. And I think when you look at, historically out on Bago, a lot of tournaments have been won in the river. A lot of guys seem to do pretty good in there. So I fish it obviously all spring, like the rest of most of the guys on and I know that there's resident fish that live there. So I just hope that they were a little bigger, and it turns out that we found one that was just the right one on the right day for sure.
And you had a couple others go with it too, another 20-incher on the card, and you had a good cast of characters to dwell up 16 pounds on the on the Bago.
We had that 20 and 3/4, I think it registered as, and then a 17 and 3/4, which helped, and then a couple a little bit heavier, a little bit better 15-inchers, which were seemingly hard to come by in the lake for sure. So
it was definitely sparse pickings out there of the larger fish.
Yeah. I think a lot of fish this time of the year in that system, they're suspended out in 20 feet of water over mud somewhere, or even less water. 10 feet of water and mud in Beatamore or Winneconne or any of those other lakes. And it's just so hard to put together a presentation or a program out there where you can consistently catching those fish. So, that's kind of was the deciding factor for, all right, well, let's just go fish the river and do something different. So.
That's okay. I live on the Wolf River, and I had actually heard about that bite, as I said yesterday, about a week and a half ago from my friends, because I live up by Waiawega. And since the water hasn't dropped in 2 years, and water's been high in the Wolf, it's hanging in there, and now it's finally dropping. There's fish coming down the river that we think haven't been down in 2 years.
I wouldn't doubt that one bit. There's been a ton of bait in the river up there and in the Fox too, going towards like Eureka and Omro. There's been just a plethora of food in there, and if there's a ton of food around, there's no reason for those fish to really come down or move at all, especially if the water levels are up. And like you said, I think the water levels are starting to drop a little bit up there. It's starting to peter out. We haven't had some rain in a couple of weeks, so some of those fish might be starting to flush down a little bit. But there's always the notorious fall run in the fall on the Wolf River. So there's always, some fish that are going to, work their way back up, here in the next couple of weeks going forward. So, it'll be interesting to see how the lake kind of progresses for the rest of the year for sure.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun because, like you say, it's a big river system. Whether you're out on the lake or not, it's a big river system where it keeps moving back and forth.
Right. That water is always moving, and it's very similar to Green Bay. Current plays a massive role in positioning fish. Always, it does on any body of water, whether it's wind blown current or actual river current or big lake currents, that kind of thing. So it's it was fun. We had a blast. It was a good time, and just
so. Tell me about your season, because you've had a pretty good season. You had to place for team of the year.
Yeah. We, I say it every year. I'm like, I can never get a good spring to go right for me. And, it just keeps playing in that way, where the spring seems like I have a little bit of a trouble kind of piecing the parts of the puzzle together. And then midway through the year, it's like a light switch turns on, and, everything just starts to click together, and you get comfortable in the boat. At the beginning of the year, you see a lot of, jitters, excitement. You make decisions. At the beginning of this year, I did a lot of running around and trying to do milk runs and stuff like that. And then later this year, I've, really sat down and ground out some spots. And that's where the success has definitely kind of started to show up, is just trusting that pre-fish. And, we knew, for the aim, a couple weeks ago on Green Bay, we knew that those fish there would be there, and we knew that if we just stuck to those programs that we had picked, because on day one, the first day of the doubleheader aim, we did one thing down in the mud, and then the second day we went and did a totally different thing, but we knew that there was fish in both spots, and that if we just kind of stuck to our plan, we'd have some good days. And on a tough bite, I always say I like a tough bite. It's easier to, get lucky and get one or two bites. And you're going to be right there with everything, as opposed to on days where everyone's catching them. It's kind of hard to compete because you really got to put together a good day.
You really got to extract just the biggest fish you can find because everybody else is as well. So you got two smaller plaques in back. I know one of them's a second place from Green Bay.
Yep.
And what's the other one?
The other one's a fifth. So the last 3 aims I've fished has been all top 5. So
that's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I'll take the last 3 as a top 5 each time, any day, anytime,
every day.
Right? It's been fun. And all the success I've had in the other circuits as well, just over the past month, has just been it still isn't sunk in yet. Might not for a little while yet here, but it's getting. Wow, I can't believe that I am able to, just the repetition and being able to do this multiple times now is just, the confidence is growing, and the sky's the limit is kind of the way I'm looking at it at this point.
That's right. You start getting focused in, and they got a nickname for what you were earlier in the year. They call you pinball because you're always going someplace else, and then finally you hunker down and you dig your heels in and you're ready to go. Is there anything else you'd like to tell Fan Nation out there tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm living proof right here that you don't need the biggest, baddest boat on the market to be able to compete. Like I hope that we see some more full fields going down the road. I hope that guys that are thinking about doing this kind of stuff realize that you don't have to have everything, all the newest stuff to be able to come out here and be competitive. It really is all about the mindset, and if you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything you want to. Like that's, for anyone that's watching, that's my biggest piece of advice in just life in general is just, you want to accomplish something, put the hard work in, dig deep. There's days that are going to suck. There's days that are not going to go right. There's days that you might get disqualified, and that's what you got to use for inspiration, and push forward. And I've never had a aim plaque ever. I should have, but again, got disqualified.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Gotta remember which hand to put the head in, and the belly's got direction. I write it on my hand, the back of my head now. So it's just been a humbling year, and as long as to me, I'm just trying to stay humble and stay focused, and anything's possible. I truly believe that. So
well, thanks for sharing your time with us, Isaac. I know that you're a busy guy, you got things coming up and you need to get going. Thanks for visiting the Wrap. We'll be in touch with you about this national championship as soon as we know where it's going to go.
Should be fun. I'm excited. It's going to be a great year, and thanks to everyone, and thanks to all the sponsors that make this possible. All the people that help work with me, and all the guys that taught me things. I appreciate it all. So
fantastic. Well, you have a good night, and thank you.
Have a good one, Denny.
These guys are some great young men. They're the up-and-comers. They're the go-getters. You'll even notice it in Isaac's house, how it says right behind him, dream big. Absolutely. Anybody can be anything in this world as long as you put your mind to it. Let's do this. Let's go talk to second place team because they've got a story for you as well. Hey, welcome to the Wrap, Nick Heline and Jason Mata. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Good. So you get us some recovery time after all the pre-fishing and the 2 days of stress out on the water?
Oh, yeah. It was nice to sleep at home for a change.
Yeah, it was nice to get it still warm. I'm glad to be in the air conditioning.
Yeah, she was a cooker out on the water this weekend.
Yeah.
Plus, they threw wind at you a few times, too, so they beat you up a little bit. But overall, did the tournament go the way that you thought it would be going?
It was. I thought the tournament went pretty good for us. In our pre-fishing, we had figured that we'd have between 7 and 10 pounds each day, which we thought was really good because it was a really tough bite, and it took a lot to figure out what we had figured out. I mean, we had 2 boats there. I sent Jade to fish some stuff, and I went and fished the opposite end of the world and a whole different type of fishing. And we just compared notes at the end of the day, and whoever did better, that's what we kind of focused on, and we went from there.
Yeah, and that's just the best way to tear down a body of water is to have a few more boats on the water to go to all the spots. How many days did you guys pre-fish for the event?
I fished last Sunday just for fun with our partner boat, Dylan and Anthony. We teamed up with them. We fished Sunday, and then we came up Tuesday, and we fished Wednesday, Thursday, and then the tournament itself.
Cool. Well, you guys.
I fished Tuesday through Thursday. I was there.
So you guys had some seat time.
Oh yeah,
we did.
We put seat time in every one. It's paramount.
We had to have a little seat time because we knew where we were at and what we needed to do, and we haven't really had a really good year, so we had to struggle where we were at and put in the time in the water to get there.
Now, is this second place finish at the championship, is this your highest finish in AIM for every year?
Yes.
I think we got a couple thirds and a fourth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I asked that because you guys already know this, but you're in second place, so you're going to the Warrior Boat National Championship Shootout in 2021 to be determined lake. We don't know where that's going to be yet, but I'm sure we'll know something very soon. But this ain't your first time. You guys, this is going to be your third in a row, isn't it?
Third in a row.
Third time in a row.
That was the most important to us coming into this. Was we knew we needed the top 5, and that was even being in the lead on Friday. All we cared about was making the nationals. But we kept saying it about our weight should hold the nationals. If we win, we win. And that was seriously in the boat. We laughed and chuckled, and it was a very relaxing day for being in the lead. We didn't even really talk about it. We just knew that we were going to be in the nationals. The rest of it didn't matter because that was our goal going into it. We just wanted to be in the top 5.
And for those of you out there in Fan Nation that don't know how you get to the national championship the following year, we take the top 5 places from the championship, and we take the top 5 places from team of the year for 10 boats from each division coming together. They fish for a $55,000 Warrior Boat Yamaha motor Garmin electronic package. It's kind of a winner take all at the nationals, but you get it all $55,000 worth of it. You guys just kept your foot on the throttle all year. As we were saying just a little bit off screen, you didn't have the bestest of all years. You ended up in 13th for points overall, but you knew you needed it, and you guys went out there and took what you needed.
We stuck a lot of time.
We knew we had to do good at this one. I took more pre-fish time than usual, and we knew we had to get to make the championship. We had to be in the top 5, and we talked about it for probably 2 weeks. And we're like, well, we got to spend a little extra time. We went down. I went fishing on Sunday with Dylan and our partner boat. We kind of dinked around a little bit, hit some spots, and figured out a couple fish, and we were happy with that. And then we just looked for more spots that were kind of similar for the rest of our pre-fish, and we came up with like 8 total spots that we caught fish on every time we went there. So we were pretty happy with that. We knew we were going to have between 8 and 10 pounds. We were pretty confident we had enough to get to the championship with that. And then we ended up stroking a pretty good kicker fish on the first day, mixed in with our regular fish. It just made it that much better.
Yeah, you never know when them kickers are going to come along. And Anthony and Dylan didn't either. Obviously, they threw up a bag of 11 pounds yesterday.
And it's
too. I'm excited for them. That was our
we were all excited because we kept telling them, you guys can still do it. On Friday night we had talked. They came over where we stayed, and we're like, you guys can still do it. It's right in there. You can do it. And it was good the way it turned out because they were 5th and we were 2nd, and look out because we're ready to go just like we were in
Teams coming, aren't they?
Yeah.
And last year for our teams, they actually won the whole deal, and we were third. So I mean, our team is working out pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy with fishing with them. We normally don't team up with anybody ever. Last year was a trial just to see how it would work. And then this year we worked with them the whole, all year, even though it was a tougher year for us, but it was still, I wouldn't change it. It was fun for me. I really enjoyed fishing with them. And I don't know, we just like to hang out and talk about fishing.
Exactly. And it's a lot of fun when you have a partner boat with you and you could travel and you get to go out to dinner together and many different things.
Yeah, and with the COVID thing, a lot of it is the friendships you make over the years. Like Nick and I have been doing this a long, long time, like everybody else. So you get these little like families you get to meet during the summer, and you get the reunions and stuff. And we haven't got to see anybody, unless they're. So it's made it really rough for like yesterday at the weigh-ins was awesome to see everybody, and
it's the camaraderie of it all. It's the fun. It's and hopefully we get past the COVID thing and we can all get back together again and everything can go back to the normal as we always see it. What's the best thing you guys like about fishing, Aim?
I like the fact that we let every single fish we catch go.
Yep.
And right there, right where we caught them, we take a picture, 20 seconds, 30 seconds out of the water. You get a couple pictures. You look at it, you let them go. You know what's going to be there for my kids when they're fishing tournaments. And, you're not hurting a body of water. You don't see any floaters at the weigh-in. It's just awesome to take a picture and let the fish go and watch them swim away. And the next guy tomorrow might even caught a fish we caught today. And
exactly. You never know. Them fish will bite again and you get a chance to. But the best thing for sure is they're back in the water.
Yes.
Yep. And right where you caught them. You're not bouncing them through the lake or wherever. They're
the time that you get to the time you're given to fish, you're actually fishing. You're not babysitting fish like years ago when we had to bring them in. You spent a lot of time babysitting, keeping them alive, purging them, weighting them to keep them upright. And that's time you could be fishing. Now we're fishing. There is no excuse if, your time is whatever you're doing, trolling, casting, whatever. It's 100% that and not babysitting the fish, which is great.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Is there anything else you'd like to say to Fan Nation before we sign off for 2020 and catch back up with you next year?
I would like to thank my sponsors, AFCO. They've been awesome for us. Their clothing line is exceptional I'm pale. I get sunburned easy. I love wearing it keeps me from getting burnt to a crisp. They're really great. I love Denali rods are another sponsor we have. They're great rods. And I also want to thank my marina, Angler's Edge. They keep my Vexes running tip top. I have no issues. I really love it. And EJ and AJ go out of their way to help. If I have any issues, they take care of it right away. I'm really happy with them and everybody at Vexes because I think it's the next best thing.
There you go. Obviously, you spent money on it.
And mine's the same. AFCO, Denali, Nick and I are both with them. And then mine would be Ken's Sports, Amphibious Sunglasses, Sunline. They all of them. We have great backing, and it's wonderful to be able to give them some credit because they deserve it too.
Most definitely. They're the people that keep you out there.
Yes.
I also like to thank Garmin because without our live scope, we wouldn't catch the fish that we're catching because we fish shiver minnows and we fish the rock hump to like a weed line. And we fish right along the edge of the weeds. And we were spotting fish, and I'd be like, Jay, there's 2 fish over here, and he'd cast at it, and like I got him, and we wouldn't see any more. We'd go down the weeds a little further, then you'd spot another one, and we'd catch that one, and it's just unbelievable tool for time management in the boat. I mean, you can go a long time and not catch a fish if you don't know where they're at. But when you can see where they're at, and you know where to cast and where they're positioned, you save a lot of time. And
Absolutely.
And it teaches you so much about the fish movement and what they do. And it's just we couldn't be where we're at starting last year because of that piece of equipment. I don't even ice fish without it. It's a part of us. It's just a part.
That's when I get to fish is ice fishing, and I'm getting one for this year because boats are coming in. Your partner boat's got 2 of them dangling off the side.
We got 2 too.
I got 2 of them in ours too.
Yeah, we got 2 too.
That's so you don't have to rely on your buddy to tell you where to cast. I can look around myself.
Yep. Nope. We got 2. Same setup. We have the same setup as that. When we went to Minnesota, we went with 4 live scopes.
Yeah, you can find fish quick, man.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They can't hide from that.
That's right.
Nope. We keep saying, you're there. You can't hide from us.
Well, guys.
We might not be able to catch them, but we can see them.
Yeah. And I don't know what's worse, is being able to see them and not catch them, or
I actually like to see, if we can't catch them, I like to see their attitude, because if you watch your lure, you can see the jig or the rip and wrap or shiver minnow, and you can see their mood. If they're chasing it and they don't want it, maybe just change the color up, or something, a cadence issue, or something small that you can tell by looking at the fish, and then you're like, I'm gonna switch this color, and they're chasing, all of a sudden they start cracking on it, and like, it was just the color.
Yep.
And we had that happen. My cadence on my rip and wrap was way too fast, and we seen that with that. Nick says, slow down once and snap it hard. The next cast, I caught like 3 or 4 fish right in a row.
Wow.
Just from the cadence.
That is cool.
So it teaches you so much.
Well, there you go, Fan Nation. Go get one. Everybody's going to tell you the same thing. Or get 2. Everybody. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for being on the wrap.
Thank you, Danny.
What a great success story. 3 years in a row, they go to the Nationals. You too can get involved in this. Everybody can be involved. Just go to aimfishing.com. Watch for our schedules to come out next year. You too can join in and possibly go to the Nationals. Let's talk to you about how it is to go to the Warrior Boat National Championship Shootout. Same as Nick and Jason have for the last 3 years. And Tristan and Isaac are going for their very first time. Now, what's online at the Nationals? What we do is we have 10 boats from each division go. The top 5 teams and Team of the Year points, and the top 5 teams from the championship event. So in AIM, you're never out of it. You could place last in every single tournament, but go to the state championship, take a top 5, and be going to the national championship. So let's start with Team of the Year. We also crowned the Yamaha Motor Corp Team of the Year for 2020 in the Wisconsin division. That was Jeremy Hurst and Jim Erdman. Them guys that had a heck of a year. In second place for Team of the Year was Tristan Beckwith and Isaac Lackish. They were running right up on them, but Jim and Jeremy, they never took their foot off the throttle, and they kept the course. They got that motor. They got that Team of the Year title, and congratulations, guys. So let's talk about who's going to the national championship for the Wisconsin division. Of course, Jim and Jeremy are going because they were first place. In second place for Team of the Year, it was Isaac and Tristan. But they only get one spot to the national championship. So that means they get awarded their spot for their second place finish. They still took second in Team of the Year, but they get the spot to the nationals from their finish at the championship. So that's going to free up us to go down to the 6th spot in the Team of the Year standings. So in third place, we have John Schneider and Brian Wolter, and they'll be invited to the national championship. In fourth place for Team of the Year, we have Mike and Dakota Moss. They're going to be going to the championship. In fifth place for Team of the Year this year, Greg Gallagher and Randy Harwood. Yeah, they've been there before too. John's been there. I think Mike and Dakota are making their first trip. Father-son team. Really good to see it. But since we had an extra spot out there, our 6th place team of Sean Cahoot and Brett Walzer will be going as well. So for Team of the Year, that's what we have all set up right now. That's who's going to be going. Now, from our top 5 finish from this weekend, who got them spots? Well, let me tell you who got them spots. You've already seen Isaac and Tristan. Them guys, they earned it. They won the tournament. 2nd place team of Nick Heeline and Jason Mata, they made it. 3rd place team this weekend was Tommy Kimos and Nate Brown. They'll be invited to the national championship shootout. In 4th place, Mark Moss and Logan Gens. They'll be making their first trip to the national championship from Wisconsin. And in 5th place, we have last year's Team of the Year winners in Anthony Engelbert and Dylan Piotr. So there you have it. There's our 10 teams that are going to be sent to the Warrior Boat National Championship Shootout. You know, I'd like to take a second to thank all of our sponsors. Our 2 presenting sponsors, Yamaha Motor Corp and Warrior Boats. They've been standing side by side with us, helping us all along since the beginning, as well as all of our other sponsors in Garmin and Mercury Navionics. You can see some of them on the backdrop. Every one of you are very important to us, and we'd like to take a moment to thank you. We look forward to everybody fishing with us next year, having a good time. We've got a little collage of pictures from this season. We hope everybody enjoyed it. We thank you very much for fishing with us.